Hello, everyone, and welcome on Facebook. Oops, I dropped that. Welcome on Facebook Live, YouTube.com, Kevin Olenek, and Spreaker.com, KEVOLE, and SoundCloud.com, KEVOLE. Hope you're having a nice weekend. I'm doing this as a late recording on Saturday. I thought I would give you some updates as to what I'm doing and some ideas that I have going forward, and to talk a little bit about that, and an idea that I have on my brain going forward here. So I thought I would take some time to share about that and some other things that I'm doing. So I'm liking this Facebook Live format a lot. I was a little nervous about it at first because it's weird for me to look at my own face on camera. It's not the same as looking in the mirror, although it's kind of like the same as looking in the mirror. It just feels weird. It just takes a lot of time to adjust. And I'm still feeling like there's a lot that we can improve on with this idea, but I think it's a great idea. I feel comfortable doing it, but I know that it needs to get better. So for those that are joining and watching, thank you. But as we get forward, this is going to get a lot better going forward. So thank you for your patience right now as we start with this. And this is an example of why those things, microphone, is a little too high and you can't actually see my face when I'm hiding like this. Can you? Okay. The plan is for me in terms of these formats, because I'm balancing out having to work like a regular job Monday to Friday and some other commitments. As an example, I help out my buddy Mitch doing some NFL content on the Bottom Line View. I do a video every Saturday that will be up every Saturday. You can go to subscribe to the Bottom Line View. You can subscribe out to Mitch, follow there. So if you're an NFL fan, I do a video on Saturday. I help out with the Monday and Thursday night recaps as well, the Monday night football and the Thursday night football recaps. And we do now a Sunday morning pregame show from 9 to 9:45. Mitch and Dylan and I yak about it, and we're going to review the Sunday night game as well. So helping out a lot there. Have a regular job Monday to Friday. Right now, 11 to 7:30, and I have some other commitments as well that I'm doing. I'm also trying to do some newscasts, kind of couple-minute newscasts. I don't always get to them every day, but I'm trying to get that to be consistent. So maybe one day I won't get as many rejection letters. I'll actually get an interview from a radio station one day. Who knows? Anyway, until that happens, if that ever happens, who knows? Just going to keep plugging away here. And so the plan is to do these Facebook Live videos. Expect to see them Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I do have another commitment on Tuesdays that I have to do, so you probably will see the old school way of the written one. I still like to write every once in a while, but I feel really comfortable doing this, so I want to continue on this path of doing these videos because I think it's a very interesting way to do stuff, and it's unique, and I mean it's unique for me to do it this way, and I feel comfortable and I like it a lot. But one of the other things that I want to do, and there's a couple of things I'm planning to do here. Last year when I was in school, I did a couple of these things that I haven't had the chance to do them, and I'm going to be working on them again. I have someone in mind, but I want to do more street interview stuff. So going around the streets here in the fine city of Vancouver, talking about things that are on their mind and getting perspectives like that. Those are really fun. They're a bit of work to do in terms of editing and all that sort of stuff, but it's fun to do, so I'm planning to do a few of those. You may see those come out on Saturdays as well. And the other thing that I want to do is a bit of a unique idea for me anyway. Well, I feel it's not unique. I like interviewing people. I like hearing people's stories. And I like hearing how people have gotten to kind of this point A to point B to point C to point B to point D portions of their life. I think all of us have amazing ways of how they've gotten to where they are in terms of successes, their failures, their journeys, their ups and their downs and stuff. And a lot of us, there's a lot of you, and I'm really grateful for that like to contribute and comment on social media. And sometimes it gets into a debate, which is debate isn't wrong. It's very healthy to hear different perspectives. But one of the things that I've been struggling, not necessarily struggling with, but thinking a lot about is cutting through what is different between us and actually, instead of assuming that we know someone based on a social media profile or a selfie or an Instagram picture or anything like that, that we actually really know some people. And I actually think that you are very interesting people. And I actually would like to interview you. And when I say you, I would like to hear, I think I'd like to interview, I have some people in mind already that I'm going to be approaching. But I'd like to actually start interviewing normal people about their story. I'm going to use a couple of examples here, and I'm just picking on, I'm not picking on, or necessarily picking on them, I'm using them kind of as an idea here. Many of you know and hear Kathleen Smith, and she's made an incredible contribution. Many of you follow her on Facebook, a lot of you follow her on Twitter. She is who she is, and she's done very well for herself in terms of being a very successful social media person in Edmonton. But wouldn't you like to know a little bit more how she got there and kind of her story? I mean, she's very open about that and a lot of that, but that's an example. Someone else that I think of is Angela Schneider is an example. She contributes a lot. Very intelligent human being. We don't always agree, but she's very intelligent. How did she? I mean, she took a bit of a risk. I mean, she moved from Canada to the States. She's living in Spokane. She's being very independent. All of those sort of stuff. I'd like to hear more of her story. I would love to interview her for her story. Or someone like Marissa Lowen, I'm thinking of too. Some of you may follow her or not, or be friends with her, but she does a lot of great work in Edmonton, doing some Etsy and really encouraging people to shop local. People like that. In Vancouver specifically, I'm thinking of someone like Melody Owen, who, and someone else I'm going to mention too, who does a lot of work to connect authors and podcasters and people together. She's a real people connector, and she's very smart and intelligent. I think her story should be heard. Someone even like Smitty, who is a fellow alumnus of Van Arts, who was an adult going to school and has an incredibly inspiring story of how she got to where she is. She's now a teacher at Van Arts. And maybe you don't know these people, maybe you do know these people, but I think that it's fun to hear from the celebrity, but what about the normal human being that goes through the day-to-day life? We don't hear a lot about that. We don't hear or talk a lot about those people and about us and what we're doing. I mean, we try to be open on social media, and we try to, as much as we can or how much we care about, but getting a little bit more. So I'm just using those as examples. I'm not necessarily picking on them, but maybe I am. I don't know. I take it however well. But if there are people that you would like to hear me interview or approach, I would like to do that, because I think my hope with this is that we learn from each other in a different way than we do now. That it's not always on social media that we're trying to argue or get a gotcha moment or a screenshot of someone who said something really horrible and offensive to us, but we actually learn a little bit more about each other and people, and understand where people are coming from and how they got there, and hopefully we can learn from each other, if we can, or not. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe you won't learn anything. Maybe you will. But my point being is, I think we all have a story, and I would like to explore that story about you a little bit more than we do now. So if you're interested, or you want me to interview someone, even a guy like Corey, it's like an incredible story in terms of his involvement in social media and stuff. Daryl, as an example, shared it recently about how he's recovered from alcoholism, alcohol addictions, things like that. Sorry if that's poor wording. Other people like that, I think. So I'm looking to interview normal human beings and see their story. So if you're interested in that, please feel free to let me know. We'll pick some names and we'll start doing that as often as we possibly can. And we'll start doing that. So, of course, you can follow me on Twitter at KEBOLE, SoundCloud.com, KUBOLE, Spreaker.com, KEBOLE. Subscribe also on YouTube and like the video on YouTube, because the more that you do that, the more views I can get, and that will be really nice for me and all of that. And then, of course, if you're on Facebook Live, that's great too. And we will. Yeah, I know. I shouldn't. You're right. Thank you. Your comment. We're limited resources. Anyway. There, is that better? Anyway, I'm going to sign off on the video now and on Spreaker, and we will talk to you all very soon. Bye for now.